What is up everybody? My name is Chelsea B and welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for today's video as it is inspired by one of my favourite shows of all time, Riverdale. Wearing the Riverdale shirt, I feel it's appropriate. So today I will be bringing to you a Betty Cooper and Veronica Lodge Get the Look. I will be showing you a hairstyle, a makeup look and 2 outfits for each character. What are we waiting for? Let's get into the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo series for 2018. Woo! Basically what you want to do is spray some dry shampoo in your hair to give the ponytail added texture and volume. Then just comb it back and tie it into a high ponytail. Like so. Voila! Now moving on to makeup. Betty has a very simplistic makeup look. Like to myself, she also has quite a fair complexion. For foundation, I will be using the Napoleon Perdis Stroke of Genius Liquid Cashmere Foundation in the shade Look 1. So here I'm just applying it to my face with the applicator and then blending it out with a beauty blender. For concealer, I will be using the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Fair and just blending that out with my beauty blender once again. Lily Reinhart, the actress of Betty Cooper on Riverdale, has a very sharp jawline and very sharp cheekbones. So to imitate that look, I will be using the NYX Wonder Stick in the shade Light to Medium. I will be using the side that has the contour stick to chisel my face. I am now going to set all the parts of my face that I did not contour with the Australis Fresh and Flawless Pressed Powder in the shade Light Beige. Now to set the contour, I'm going to be using the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette. I will be taking from the bottom row the third shade that is kind of a cool toned bronzer. Yes, I'm using a fan brush for contour. From the same palette, I will be using a highlighter from the top of the palette, which is the fourth one across. Then for blush, I will be using my Sleek Makeup Blush by 3 palette in the shade Pink Lemonade, and I will be using the first shade from this palette, which is a nice shimmery light pink. For eyeshadow, I will be using the Meet Matte Nude palette by The Balm. I will begin by applying the shade Matte Malloy, which is a white just over the lid all the way up to the brow bone. In the crease, I will use Matte Sing just as a nice transition shade. Then to make the eyeshadow look a little more natural and soft, I will be going back in with Matte Malloy, the white shade, and applying that onto the eyelid just to open up the eyes a little more. For mascara on my top lashes, I will be using CoverGirl's Full Lash Bloom Mascara. Then for the bottom lashes, I will be using CoverGirl's Lash Blast Volume Mascara, which is a brown mascara, making the bottom eyelashes look a little more soft and natural. Betty on Riverdale has quite a soft and natural eyebrow, so to recreate that I will be using the Essence Eyebrow Designer in the shade 5 Soft Blonde. For lipstick, I will be using Urban Decay's Back Talk, which is a comfort matte, and it's a nice pinkish nude. As Betty always has lovely glossy lips, I will be recreating that by applying on top of the Urban Decay lipstick the Bellissima Delicious Crystal Lip Gloss in the shade Strawberry. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Betty Cooper makeup look. Basically all I did to create Veronica's hairstyle was spray my hair with a bit of dry shampoo for some added texture, and I just left it straight, but sometimes she has it wavy, so I'll leave that part up to you guys. Then I added a pearl headband and twisted the front sections of my hair around it, and that is the hairstyle. Now moving on to Veronica's makeup, I will be once again using the Too Faced Hangover Primer to moisturise and prime my face. She is also a lot more tanned than I am, so for foundation I'm going to be using the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 25 Hour Foundation in the shade 201 Classic Beige. Once again for concealer, I am going to be using the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Fair. To set my face, I am going to be using the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette and the yellow shade in the top row, which is third across, and I'm going to use that to set my face as my foundation is a bit darker. And using the bronzer from the second row, also the bottom row, it is the first bronzer. Using the same NYX palette, I am going to be taking from the top row, fourth across, the same highlighter that I used for Betty's makeup look. For blush, I will be using Sleek Makeup's Blush by 3 Pink Lemonade palette once again. Only this time I will be using the third shade, and it's sort of a sparkly watermelon colour. For eyeshadow, I will be using the Too Faced Grand Hotel Cafe eyeshadow collection. From the collection there are 3 eyeshadow palettes, including Gingerbread Cookie, by which I will be using Ginger Cream as a base shade. I will also be using the Eggnog Latte palette, from which I will use the Skinny Latte for a transition shade and the shade Cold Brew on my eyelid. The final palette I will be using is the Peppermint Mocha palette. Conveniently, I will be using the shade Peppermint Mocha, this brown one here, in the outer corner just to define my eyes. For mascara, I'm just using the same as I used for Betty, so the CoverGirl Full Lash Bloom on the top lashes and the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume on the bottom lashes. For eyebrows, as Veronica's are very bold, I'm going to be using the NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade in the shade Chocolate to recreate her famous arched brows. For lipstick, I will be using the Revlon Colourburst Matte Balm in the shade 225 Sultry. And I feel like sultry describes Veronica very well, so that's why I kind of went for this one. Thank you all so much for joining me today for a Riverdale edition episode of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe while you're here. It's free. If you do happen to recreate either look from today's video, feel free to tag me on Instagram. This is my handle. That concludes today's video. Thank you all so much again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!